made sense. That's fine. Okay, cool. I'll just make sure
Okay. So now we're officially recording on the official recorder.
That's excellent.
Yep. That's 3 claps and we're live.
Fuck yeah.
What's up, Aaron? How are you,
Wait,
man?
can we swear on this?
Yeah, we can swear on this. Seriously, whatever you
All right.
want. How's this? Is a casual with Ryan Proctor, and I got Aaron Peart.
Peart. Yeah, just
Sorry.
like Neil.
Yeah, I know. I saw you mention that somewhere on Twitter or something like that when someone was saying, with Fred Armisen when he was saying Peart.
Oh,
You
yeah,
mentioned
that's
that
right.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, interrupt here.
Yeah,
That's Ryan, casual with Ryan Proctor and Aaron.
Hi.
Cheers, buddy.
Strippers and whiskey.
Thanks for coming to the show. Yeah.
I don't do hookers and blow, so strippers and whiskey is how
Right. Strippers and whiskey's pretty good, actually.
Mm.
But you get whiskey dick, man. That's like Coke, I guess.
Well,
right?
I don't even, you know what? I don't even like strippers. Like, I mean, I don't not like them. Like,
Fair enough, though.
I'm all about, like, you know, sex workers, do your thing. That's awesome. But, like, for me, this is going to sound like super, it's kind of misogynistic.
It only sounds that way if you say that first.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not racist, but like,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna go to a club and spend $150 to like look at a girl naked, I could spend $120 on dinner and probably touch a girl naked.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah, right.
it's not like, not that I do that every week or anything, but like people, you know, I've been to a strip club maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, and every time I'm like, this is cool, but like, I mean,
I just feel like this is. I actually don't like them either. I've maybe been to like maybe 5 or 6. Yeah, about the same. I don't live near one. First of all,
Yeah,
I went to the boot.
yeah.
I went to the boot a couple times, but
I
that's
never went to the boot.
The only time I went there once actually for that because there was a ski instructor. It was amateur night.
Oh
The place
yes,
was packed. But yeah, I don't. I think I'm not into it.
it's not like it's tacky. It's
Yeah.
just it's financially irresponsible, is what it is.
Yeah, it is for sure. I'm trying to make sure that I'm recording this properly right now. I don't know why that red button's there. Or the green button's there. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, man. I haven't talked to you in like this.
Not
or
a
even
real
just-
sit-down conversation over beers in literally
Fuck, it's probably been
years.
like 15, maybe 13 years.
Yeah,
or so.
I moved here in 05. You were my boss. I don't know how long you were here for that, but like,
Yeah, I got here 03, so a year before. Well, 04, yeah, a year before. Yeah.
So
And we worked at Glacier Creek, right?
Yeah, Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
Yeah.
We worked at
I was at
We worked at Rendezvous. That's
it
where
was-
I met you at Rendezvous?
Yeah.
I swear it was Glacier Creek.
Because it was you
man.
and
Everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, Glacier Creek and Rendezvous are restaurants on Whistler Blackcomb, and
Yeah.
we both worked at them
so
moons ago.
and it was Rhea Jones, who's still around.
Yeah. I see her once in a while.
She was
actually.
my lead hand, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a hell of it. I was actually going to catch up with. I mean, this sort of feels like like, you know, you listen to like LA comedy podcasts, like oh man, you know Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor,
Well,
who
don't worry,
runs
no one's
the-
gonna know who we're talking
Yeah,
about. 'cause
yeah.
you know- yeah.
So Chris,
Say whatever you want.
Big Irish Chris. I was just over in Dublin in
Oh,
October.
yeah, I know who Irish Chris
Yeah,
is.
so I was over in Dublin. It's like
Yeah.
you know, hop, skip, gonna jump away to get to Northern Ireland. And it's just
Right.
the way that everything panned out. I didn't get to hang out with him. He was on a stag weekend in England of all places,
Right.
and like, you know, so
Yeah.
it didn't work out. But it's, you know, I always feel like, you know, the most important friends you will never lose touch with. You know,
Yeah,
like
right.
The ones who are really awesome, you will make time to see them.
And I think too that like, well, this town people come and go so much, and like, you could have when you first move here. I think is when you have the most. I feel like that's when when you had
It's
one of the most friends.
Devastating, yeah. When
Because
they
after
leave.
after 2 years, like man, people are leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, friends with these people, now they're all leaving. Then like 5 years later, you have like
You've got
you
your
make new
circle
friends.
of friends who aren't going anywhere. They're
Yeah.
mostly Canadian.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you get your you get that point where you realize, like, you know what? Not that I don't want to meet new people. They're awesome, but you kind of hold them at, I would say, elbows length, like that.
Yeah, like where
you know?
yeah,
Like,
because you're gonna take off. at
because
some
like,
point.
okay, well, like, I love you, Matt, but like, I
Right.
mean, there's going to be a new Matt next year, and you're 19, and that's cool, and like, you're going
Yeah.
to go and be a doctor in 3 years, and that's
Right.
well, probably not
That's
3
cool.
years.
Maybe,
But you know
maybe
what I mean?
13
Like,
years.
But yeah, let's like
Yeah.
go live your life, come back anytime, you know?
Yeah, I
And,
wonder if that happens like, what must happen at like other like even just like resorts. Like if you work at like the Grand Palladium.
It has to.
And if you work,
It
I mean,
has to.
It's not really a
Like-
city, I guess. It's more like a place of work you go to. But
Well, like even kind of go like, I would like even cruise ships, you know, like,
yeah.
you know, if you're there, if you're stationed or whatever it is for 3 years, you decide you don't want to do it anymore. But like in the meantime, you've got these people coming in like, oh yeah, oh my God, we'll see you soon. It's like you can travel literally all around the world on a boat.
Right.
But
yeah, cruise ships. I just read an article about the cruise ships. I think it was clickbait. I think it was clickbait. Well, it was clickbait, and I took the bait. They were talking about all the bad things that happen on cruise ship stuff, right? And they're talking about, they said that there's some like astronomical. It's like 55,000 eggs in 1 week on a cruise ship or something like that they use.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's something like that, and like kilograms of beef.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
well, I
don't even know. I mean, that's a shit. I mean, that's how many people eat, but they don't. That must be so much waste.
Yeah. Oh
like,
my. Yeah. Like
because you make 55,000 eggs or whatever it is. That's so crazy.
Even if you're
not gonna. You have like what,
you
4,000 people on the boat.
You always pour some of that tray away, right? Like
yeah, like if there's probably 4,000 people on the boat max.
Let's say. I have no idea. I've never been on a cruise.
I'm just throwing guesses out. I don't know. I'm trying to make math that makes it sound incredible, Yeah, I don't know. I think that you just in these small towns, your friend groups evolve, but they kind of shrink over time.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think it's it's good to have. It's good to have your people around. Like you need 5-6 people. It's like your safety net. You know? I mean, people die all the time through.
Right.
Well, this is getting dark, but like, you know what I mean? Like when your people have like shit happens to other people. If you don't know them, you know that they're suffering, whatever. Like my friend just had her sister died a month ago or so, and she had to go back home, and so she's back home for the funeral and like hanging out, whatever. But my sister passed away in 2012.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
It happens.
Yeah,
it was a cancer thing. You kind of you get it. But anyway, so and you kind of are able to reach out, especially like going through that in a way that. Like my brother and I talked about it and said like, I'm so sick and tired of people saying like thinking of you XOXO, that sort of shit.
Right.
It's not that the meaning isn't there, but it just feels hollow when the 100th person says it, right? Yeah, and so you just have to say like, if you want to call me anytime, we can talk about. We don't have to. It's up to you. Let's go for a beer and just shoot the shit. Like, and it's just when someone did that for me and my brother. To be able to understand, it's like, oh, they actually care, rather than it's like, not that it was like a rote thing that you do when somebody passes, but like knowing how effective that was, it just means the world.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think a lot of the times there's something like a tragedy happens or something happens in someone's life, and then people have this like, oh man, I gotta say something.
Yeah,
and then there's like. Which I appreciate for sure, because I'm the same way. I'm like, I got something what do you say? But a lot of times I don't. Not because it's the distancing. I just like, oh man, I don't know what to say, and I'm on the edge of should I say something or not. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, and then it just feels awkward at some point, and I don't know. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, unless you're like close to the person, obviously. It's
yeah.
But yeah.
But like, even like birthdays, like the amount of times you've seen like on Facebook, like happy birthday, bro. It's like, that's it. That's all you got, man. Like we shared 15 years together, bud. Like we were friends in high school. Yeah, I know. So I don't even do, I feel bad. I don't even do it anymore. I feel bad about it.
Well, yeah,
like,
fair.
If I have their phone number or if I have a phone number, I will message that person happy birthday. Like, I always like to say something like have fun, but remember there's no cake in the drunk tank.
Right.
Just because they're like, oh, that's I like
funny,
that.
Yeah, clever. I always say happy birthday.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
And I don't apologize, but I just say it every year. Same person gets it. They're like, yeah, we know. But I just turned 40. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just turned 40 like on the 1st of December.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
How old are you right now?
I'm 35.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't really plan to do much, and then some good friends of mine were talking to me like, oh, we gotta do something. I'm like, I don't know. I was kind of like didn't want to, but I was happy that it happened. I was like, oh, okay,
it's done.
I appreciate it. And I was like, oh, it was cool. But before I was like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I didn't really care. I mean, it wasn't a big blowout, but I don't even fucking waste it. But but I was like, it was cool to have it. But yeah, birthdays are like.
By the way, if you're just watching this on audio or listening to this on audio, get on the YouTube, because like this is I'm 35 and Ryan's 40 and we don't look our age. Like I can only blame genetics. I know my dad doesn't look as old as he is, but I fully said it's a no stress living policy. Like,
oh man, I had a facelift like 4 years ago when I crashed.
Oh,
my
that's right.
Bike.
Yeah. A modification.
Took away the wrinkles, made my nose look more like mashed potatoes, but took away the wrinkles. But it's true. We were talking about this last. Who was I talking to this with? Who was I talking to about this? With I think it was maybe Pete, my buddy Pete, a couple weeks ago, and I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter who it was. But it's on the show, and we were talking about if you compare. I'll get your take on this. If you compare, so you and I say we're both 40. I live in Whistler. You live in Vancouver. We're both active as fuck. We do the same things all the time. We comparable in like calories burned each day, what we eat. Do you think the city and the mountain living will change the way you age, just in location alone?
I think so. I mean,
even a clean city, like relatively clean, like Vancouver.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's because when you see people who, all right, this is gonna get a little bit soapboxy, but like when people get like all about their when people get all about their like, you know, you got to get up there, like so my mom works for herself now, but but she used to work in the Square Mile in Canary Wharf in London, like big. She worked for a law firm, like medical side law firm. And she told me a couple years ago, she it's been 2 and change years, I think. Yeah, 2 and change years she's been working for herself. Right. And she's like, you know what it was? It's like I have friends who, well, like people who work for me, like basically interns. And, you know, they're 30-ish. My brother was 30 as well. And she's like, you know, they're burning themselves out with 70-hour weeks. You got 30 to 40 of them. 1 or 2 of them will make partner. The rest of them will settle for middle management. They're already losing their hair. Like, they look younger than you. They look older than you by 10 years. Like, so not that I'm saying that stress will age you, but it will. Definitely feel like, I mean, it physically takes its toll, right? Like,
right, sure. I'm just thinking, like, I get stress for sure.
Like, and also, you're like blonde. Like you're properly blonde. I was blonde, and now I just...
You darkened?
I just deal with it.
Did you dye your hair? Did you ever?
No, I bleached my hair for high school prom. Because I was on a big, I was in the Offspring fix.
Right.
Like,
they were good.
I wish I had my prom photo, because it's like I've got the bleached spiked hair. I've got the chain necklace. I've got a wingtip
This
collar.
Is your high school prom?
My high school prom, I had a skinny tie, a silver skinny tie, which I think I might still have.
I think they're wearing skinny ties again.
I fucking went for it. Like, I wish I still had it. Like,
fuck, that was your high school prom.
Yeah.
I didn't almost go to mine, but I think I wore just a suit.
Yeah. But it's like,
yeah. You know, wait. What did I? Yeah, no, I think I wore a tux. I had a ponytail, super long hair, tied back. I had a Camaro. Boom.
Oh yeah,
I had a fucking Camaro.
Yeah. I don't have a license now.
No? Dude, I had an 87 Camaro. I feel like we're talking the same thing all the time. But people keep bringing up cars. Yeah. Anyway, beyond that, I don't know what we were getting at, but looking old. And stress and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just honestly put your shoes on the right feet and get to work on time. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I mean, don't have kids, and but that's a whole other story. But like,
yeah. Well, my buddy Tyler says parenting's easy. So yeah,
is he a good dad?
Yeah, he's a great dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. Like my joke's always been I would love to never change a diaper my entire life.
See,
That being said,
man.
like I would love now I'd love to be a dad,
right?
But just like from the ages of like 3 on.
Yeah, I mean for sure, but I think it'd be cool, man. I think like
it would be super awesome
teaching a kid to be a good human, just like don't fuck around, bro, or cis, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could handle it, man. I mean, I guess I could. I mean, you don't know until you do. Yeah.
I mean, everyone says you'll change your mind or you'll make. Well, that's the other thing. Like I'm a bartender. Fuck, like
I can't imagine when people say, like, everyone says it changed your life. So if everyone says that, I feel like people do say the same just to say it, but I think of course it would.
Yeah.
Like, it can't not.
Oh my God. Like,
it'd be cool.
I've taken care of a dog before, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't get up this early. Like,
man, I would teach that
it's
kid.
It's a dog.
Like,
yeah.
A kid would be so, like, disruptive in class all the time. I'd be like, man, don't fuck around.
I was talking to my roommate's boyfriend about how he's got friends. He doesn't have kids, but he's got friends who have kids. He's like, his buddies are real metalheads, so like listen to like Maiden and Black Sabbath, and these kids are like 5 years old. They fucking love it.
Yeah, cool.
But I'm like, how do you? I mean, not that like I mean. If I was a dad, it'd be like everything from rap to country to rock, whatever. But like, what are they going to listen to when they want to rebel? Like, I've always wondered that. Like,
well, it'll be the music at the time, whatever the time is that's happening.
Yeah, true.
That's usually what the rebellion music is.
Yeah.
I think like
I'm waiting for like
no one rebels on Britney Spears or rebels with. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe did they rebel with Justin Bieber?
I'm waiting for a trap punk hybrid. Make
if
it
your
happen.
if your parents got you into punk and you were like, fuck yeah, and you wanted to rebel and you jump onto the Beaver train or something like that, your parents flip out.
Yeah.
That's rebellion.
Yeah, that's
it's just,
true.
It's just doing what your parents don't want you to do.
Yeah, it's ironic.
If they want you to be into metal,
Yeah,
you're like,
and that's it, right? Like it's kind of it'd be cool to see what happens, or like Smooth the Kenny G or something, you
dude,
know?
that guy's legit. Dude, Kenny G. I don't even know what he sings, but I know about him. I
Yeah,
don't even know what
he
his
plays
songs
the
are.
saxophone.
Oh, is he do that sexy saxophone? That's, you know, the sexy saxophone
No,
guy?
he has the alto sax, so it's the one that doesn't curve.
Oh.
So he's like
Oh, like a clarinet, like a grown-up
pretty
clarinet?
much it's a pretty clarinet.
Yeah, it's like a rich man's
I
clarinet.
played the clarinet.
I played the trumpet.
Did you?
Yeah, I was bullshit at it. Yeah, but I played it.
We had drum tryouts, and of course, one guy got it, and everyone else is
My buddy Chris Lilly got it, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I would have sucked at it, but
That's
still,
the other thing. You're like, oh,
I didn't know what I should. Like
Plus-
now I look back, I'm like, I would have blown.
with the last name, I sort of feel like it's like there's a responsibility to be good, and as
Or
soon
not
as
do
I was
it.
bad, I'd be like, okay, bye, here,
Yeah.
these are yours. I don't care.
Don't even
Like,
try. You're like,
Yeah.
if I look bad the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I saw. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm going to talk about a meme. I don't know why the fuck. I saw a meme the other day, and it was a recorder, like,
Oh yeah.
and fuck, and it was like, what did this ever get me? And I was like, fair. It was a funny meme, but
Terrible.
And I thought back to the days when I had a recorder, and just like, what are we doing here? The whole class to play recorder. We're all like,
Terrible at
all
it.
our ears are ringing.
It's stupid because it's dumb. It's the dumbest. It's a
It's
modified.
easy to be good at it, and and everyone's like blowing it.
Yeah.
Except for like maybe 5 kids are like, check
Yeah.
this out, and they go to town. And you're like, I don't know. I think that was only in grade 4. I think that was my.
I don't think I ever played recorder. We had the de-streaming process.
What's that mean?
So they used to have like the smart kids would be in this French class, and then the average kids would be in this French class, and the, let's be honest, dumb kids will be in this French class. Well, in de-streaming, it was like, here, everybody goes here.
Oh, I was on the cutting edge of that.
Yeah.
Cutting edge of that. Yeah, I got de-streamed.
Slipped in the door. Oh, yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry. Explain it again.
So it's like, I feel like it shapes you because you can deal with, I found that like, there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but he had long hair, and he was by far the dumbest guy.
He's probably an idiot. Most long-hair people are, yeah.
He was, this is like high school, it's like grade 9, right?
Yeah.
But I can still remember him like just mouthing off the teacher not in a go fuck yourself way, but he was funny, man. Like he was objectively funny.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing.
And so you get to meet these people who, not like dumb people are funny or funny people are dumb.
Well, they're smart in different ways, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And it's kind of like, it's like, oh, cool. Like, fuck the system. Like
Yeah.
it was so, whereas it was all these like fucking brown nosers, like,
Yeah, it's kind of like Kenny Powers funny.
yeah.
You know, like
Exactly.
smart. He's smart. He's insightful. And he's kind of.
He's not smart in like the educational, financial, normal
But you understand
way.
his feelings, and you understand his frustrations in life when he gets
Yeah.
like that. It's hilarious.
So speaking of elementary school.
Oh, dude.
Now, I have a theory, and I don't. This is untested, but
Okay.
I have a theory that everybody in definitely in North America had a horse friend, a girl in school who was obsessed with horses.
Yep, Don McDuffie.
Oh,
She got kicked in the face by a horse.
Nikki Biggar, Biggar.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's interesting last
yeah.
name.
It's
Curious
exactly.
where that's from.
She was not small.
Well, that's the go-to joke.
No, it was
Right.
like this girl loves horses so much.
Right.
Well, loved horses so much that was what we made fun of. Like,
Right. Yeah, people get
I mean,
into
I wasn't a bully. I was a total fucking nerd
was
until I
kind of a
moved to
bully.
England.
Right. Okay, let me get this straight. Sorry to sidetrack here. So your mom lives in England right now, right?
That's correct.
And you were born in England, or you were
I
born?
was born in Ontario. I was
So you're
born in Hamilton.
And you're from Hamilton.
I'm from Hagersville, which
Sure.
is like,
Sounds like a rough
hey,
town.
Google it, tire fire.
Sounds like everyone's got ripped shirts there.
It
So,
sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. It was really safe to grow up in.
Right.
I feel like
but you don't have an accent because you went. How long did you live in England for?
7 years.
And it was probably after your formative years of getting speech.
I moved to England when I was 15.
Oh,
so
right,
like,
okay.
But I had a fucked up accent when I moved here. Like, just it was weird.
That's why I think I'm like. Wow, that's why I think I remember like when I first met you because you lived near my ex girlfriend at the time.
Building 5.
No, you lived in the same town as she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit! Who was that?
Deanna, whatever her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm meeting. I'm like, and you're like, I'm from England. I'm like, it sounds like you are, but I don't know if it doesn't sound like you are. At the same time. Anyway.
Liar. Yeah.
But now you don't sound like you're from England at all.
No. It's I actually had a girl, shout out Georgie. She worked at GLC this summer, and she was like, I think she's like, first of all, she was like, I think the Ontario accent's sexy. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Only one person says that.
I fucking love it. And then she
it sounds like anyway.
and she was like I don't know, 20 minutes later, I can't remember what it was what came up. She was like, I can't wait to go back to England and tell them that I met the most Canadian man I've ever met. I was like, what are you saying to me right now? And she's like, you wear plaid every day.
That's
like,
Canadian.
I was like, I know how to chop wood. My brother doesn't know how to chop wood, which is hilarious because he's in the Air Force, and I have deliberately not taught him how to build a fire.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
the Air
know,
Force can't
right?
chop wood, dude.
Yeah.
Fire is survival.
His sense of balance, not balance, his like hand-eye coordination is not.
And
awesome.
he works where?
He's in the air traffic control.
Oh, he's not actually flying the plane.
No.
Okay, as long as his brain
he's
works
just
well.
bringing him in, right? Like he can do all the like. So we have a lot of similarity. Like I'm a bartender by trade,
Right.
and I have to multitask, and he has to multitask, but his saves lives. I
He's
just
directing
get people
traffic in the
drunk.
air.
Yeah, like he has to make sure that there aren't two people like that one in Toronto a few months back where they were like a guy landed over a plane that was taxiing. Like it was one of those like, oh, that could have been like 750 people dead.
Dude,
like that without even trying.
How many near misses do you think happen in the sky that no one fucking knows about? Like not even the pilots. Just like oh, that was a bit of turbulence. You don't know. You're in the clouds. There's got to be.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, because you will never. I mean, let's say I don't know, from here to Toronto is what, 5 hours.
For flying.
Like, just flying from Vancouver to Toronto.
5 hours.
Call it 5 hours. The chance of you like going past anybody and seeing them is so remote to be looking out the window anyway.
Seeing a plane go by.
Let alone to be going opposite ways at cumulatively 12 to 1,300 kilometers an hour. Like if you see them, you better keep an eye on them.
We were going like 650, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
well, yeah. If you see them, like it's like two boats in the ocean. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're good. Then you're not good."
Whoa! Yeah,
you gotta decide right away. You gotta before you know if you
make a decision.
Yeah, you can't make a close call.
He has an app that it's like so. I listen to a lot of rap music. He has this app. I just found out about this like
this is your brother
3 days ago. Yeah. So he's got leave. My brother's in the Air Force. He's left. He's in England right now.
Right.
And his flight was delayed. And so he has this app that he's allowed to listen to certain air traffic control airports. And he just listens to that.
Cool.
You know, like some people listen to like sports radio.
They're like, that was a close one, Bob.
Like literally, it's like AC 9110, 910.
Yeah, where are you,
coming in,
Colonel?
like you know what I mean. So he listened to that, and it's like,
ready to go around one more time.
Roger that. Like it's. And so he listened to that because
that'd be awesome.
It is. I mean, it is training for him. Like it's just getting used to the lingo.
It'd be great though.
It'd be like listening to like a French language tape or whatever, right?
Yeah, but the potential for disaster.
Oh my god! Can you imagine him being in like JFK and then like something goes wrong?
Like God forbid. I mean, whatever.
God forbid. Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
But he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And my mom's like, he's a dork. I'm like, no, I know that, Mom, but like, it's pretty cool. Like,
but it would be cool, man. Like if you just hear like an hour of it, you like switch through.
It's really because he's like, you can listen to the tower, you can listen to the ground, you can listen to like, it's really when he said, I was like, that's actually pretty rad,
like,
man. Like
Heathrow.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Well, you can't do Heathrow because the UK has some sort of thing about. Yeah. I don't know.
So whatever O'Hara, whatever the big ones are in North America.
Yeah. Just and like, you don't have to be there. He was just waiting in Halifax Airport. He's like, let's go see what's going on.
That's
and he's
pretty
like,
cool, man. I would listen to that all the time.
There's a flight from Air Korea. He's a buddy who's based in stationed just outside of Anchorage, and he has to fly like literally Halifax to Toronto to New York to Chicago to Anchorage. And then he has to fly Seattle, like Anchorage to Seattle to San Diego to fucking Boston to Halifax. And he's like, and he just found out there's Air Korea that flies direct from fucking Halifax Airport to Anchorage, Alaska. And he immediately got it. He's like, texted him, was like, hey man, this happened. Look up Korea Air or whatever it was. I was like, fuck, dude, I'd be so angry if I just spent like 48 hours going, like moving because they want him, like he moved for the forces. So it's like, like just waiting, hanging around because it's cheaper rather than like, listen, I'm going to pay the extra $500. Let me just get there.
Don't they put him on a military plane or something?
Like a Herky? No, I mean, no.
If there's room?
No, from what I understand, they
pretty limit
they
that.
just basically, either you can fly there the cheapest way not cheapest way possible. It's not like fucking put your arms out and flap.
Well, yeah.
But like, you can
In
either
the
do that or you
corner
can
of a
drive.
cargo plane.
You get a certain amount of money per day if you drive.
Oh.
And if you have a family or a wife or whatever, you get
Right.
a per diem for each of them.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
And then it's like you can only travel. I think it's 500 kilometers a day
Right.
because
Legally laws.
yeah,
and work
you
and
get
stuff.
tired or whatever, and so it's like so they ration it out on that, and then you get your money at the end of it, and it's like, but it's like that's pretty sweet, but
Yeah. During it's probably really annoying.
oh my god, like imagine being like the ass end of Manitoba, like
Right. Northern Manitoba. But
Yeah.
dude, that app, I would do that job just for the app, I think. Like, I don't know. It'd be kind of cool for a bit. Like, of course I get boring, but be able to hear like, be awesome, man. I mean,
you could definitely learn.
I'm
a
overreacting
little
here,
bit.
but yeah.
Like it's like when you're sitting at like my mom was a nurse growing up, and she told us like, like you hear about these like code red or code blue or code black. I was like, what's code red? She goes, that means heart attack. What's code blue? That means this. What's code black? She goes, bomb threat. I went, whoa, that went weird. Like,
yeah, but everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to overhear something.
yeah.
The whole like
You want to be in with the
every
in-crowd.
human in life. I heard something. They're like, what? What's that? And they won't be like, I don't want to hear it. Everyone, if you get a chance to listen in, you will listen in.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Oh man, as a bartender, like I'm 3 feet away from those private conversations
Yeah.
in the world.
People are spilling their
And
guts to somebody,
Oh
or,
my
or like
God,
trying to
like-
throw another life behind them, and they're like,
not to say like I don't remember the stories, but I know some stories.
yeah.
Like,
People talk about what bartenders know all the time.
oh, it's awesome. Like, and
Yeah.
it's great because you can read it where
Hey, doing champ, I tell you,
man, like
an hour later, you're like, holy shit.
yeah, like if somebody kind of gets I believe that if people sit at the bar, they're looking for some. If they sit by the bar themselves, they're looking for someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Or
they're
just
open
wanna,
to it.
or they just want to get the feel for the place, you
Yeah.
know. And if you say how's it going, where you're from, whatever, especially living in this town, people are gonna be like, oh man, like I'm from, fuck. I had a guy from Arizona in tonight. I had a girl actually. I served a girl her first legal drink.
Well, she's from America.
She's from America. She was like 19. It was her birthday today.
Oh, cool.
And
Good for
her drink, she
Smart.
did not fuck around. She was like, I don't know what I want. And so I ended up with like, I did a perfect sour, which is
She by herself on her birthday?
no. It was with
Oh.
her mom and her sister.
Oh,
So
okay.
they just came up here
Sounds
like
sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's way
Okay.
it was actually really cool.
That's
They
cool.
were really nice.
That's
And
great.
so they it worked out well. It's called a perfect sour. So it's rye, amaretto, lemon juice, lime juice, sugar water, and egg white. You shake it all up. There you go. And it turns out, she was like, "That sounds pretty good." I was
That's
like,
good.
and it turns out it's like her mom's like, "That's actually one of my favorite drinks." I was like, "We're fucking doing that."
Yeah.
And it was cool, man. Like the first, I was like, "Man, you're lucking out, man," because like most people's first legal drink is like Coors Light or like
Right.
whatever. Like I don't know, I like beers. Like here's a lager, whatever, man. I was like,
50.
yeah, Labatt 50. Shout out Labatt, man.
Yeah.
Like you make these in 24 packs and send them to my house. I'll be more than happy.
Yeah, I'll drink them. Yeah. Was her mom good looking?
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Yeah. Nice.
I wouldn't. I couldn't even guess at an age, but like mid 40s.
Well, if she's like 20. If she's 19,
yeah, you
you got to guess like
She was cool.
above
she was drinking
th-
Caesars
above
as an American
40, yeah.
American drinking Caesars. So I was like,
Right.
all right, you're already in my good books.
Caesars. Yeah, cool. We've been here
Um,
before.
And yeah, her sister was like 21 or something. So it was fun, man. Like just making drinks for people. Like, and then I got to make one up for them. I made this lavender simple syrup, and I was like, I'll make you a lavender sour with gin. She was like, oh, that sounds amazing.
Huh.
So yeah, it was fun, man. Like I like that job when you get to be able to just like let's
It's
just
pretty
feel it
cool.
out. Like I love that one. Like what don't you like? Oh, I don't drink a lot of tequila. Okay, well I'm not gonna make you a margarita or anything based along that line. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
it takes a while to become a good bartender too.
Oh,
It takes time, like, and to lose an ego. To you can go into it with an ego or not, or whatever, and that
That's
changes
it.
everything. Even if
Yeah.
you're super good at being a bartender, I've served bar maybe 5 times in my life,
yeah.
but I feel like it's hard to be a bartender people will talk to for long times because if you have an ego, they won't care.
Yeah, yeah. You have to understand that as much as you are the party, in a sense of like,
You just give people drinks.
because yeah, I've had people give me shit, and I'm like, do you understand that like if you're rude to me, I can say, hey, dude, you don't get any more of this alcohol that I'm in
Yeah,
charge
the stuff
of.
you're craving.
Fuck your money, get the fuck out of my bar. You
Right.
know, like
You've done that before.
I have done that before and said like,
It must be like adrenaline rush.
I've never said go fuck yourself.
That's good.
God damn,
I'm sure you've wanted to. Everyone, I mean,
But I've always said like, hey
Half
man,
an hour
like
ago.
there's the door. You can leave anytime.
Right.
You know, I've got your money already. You don't have to be here. You don't even have to finish your drink. I've said that to people before, and But at the end of the day, I always say, like, if anyone gets shitty about something, I say, look, at the end of the day, whatever argument we're about to have, I'm sober and you're drunk. So whatever happens, I've won this argument.
Of course, you're in the
And
lead
it's
already.
whether
You're in
I've
the
won
lead.
or lost, it's like when the cops show up, if
I'm
it
the
comes to that,
bartender.
I've won.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like,
Yeah, unless you swing first. Like unless you swing first, it's
oh,
all,
I
all-
don't swing.
No, that's what I mean. But I'm just saying, the only way you're gonna get busted is if you swing. And even at that
Exactly.
point, really, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
bartender.
I've even had a guy be like, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, you know what? I looked him up and down. Even one of my regulars was like, "Dude, I thought you were gonna fire that guy." And just go out there and go. I was like, I don't hit.
Right.
I'm not built for fighting.
I think I don't.
I'm built for like making fun of somebody, making his girlfriend laugh.
I'm mentally strong.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
mentally strong. Watch out, pal.
Yeah.
I'm mentally strong. Yeah. Right. I fight my brain. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the bartender's got a pretty. It's like a hot and cold job. I think.
I just
feel
started.
like.
I just started a Whistler bartenders community. Me and a buddy
On Facebook, or like
on Facebook, but
what's it called? Shout out. Give yourself a plug.
Whistler bartenders community.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
Okay,
literally,
right.
just straight up. Like, I actually thought about calling it the Boilermakers Association.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You know, whiskey and a beer. That's
Dude,
kind of
man.
like your go after you finish work, especially after like an
The
8,
boiler
10 hour
room.
dri-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Um.
But anyway, so it's
But
called.
yeah, so I've actually, me and a buddy have just started this up, and I got to invite. He sent me a message with like, goddamn, like 50 people's names on it.
Yeah, man. There's tons. I mean, that's what this town is built on. That shit.
Yeah, and that's
So-
the thing. It's more about like, because there's so much. It's so easy to It's so easy. But oh, you don't want to go there because it. I don't know. Fuck. It
You should
sucks,
try and
or-
do something like a gentleman's club or some kind of like charity building.
Well, this is it,
Organize
yeah.
it all with people. Stuff people like they're all part of it. You can like work different bars and do like charity events.
That's it. You know, it's everything from like social events to like, you know, ski days to like, hey, this guy in his, you know, dude in his 50s with a short cropped gray beard was like really creeping on one of our servers, and like, you know, like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know
That's
what I
good
mean?
too.
Just kind of
Totally.
like, hey,
Yeah.
just had or hey, I had these four guys in who didn't pay, and they, you know, one guy's wearing a red hat and a green
Right.
you know, green shirt, whatever. So that way, at least it's like if you're on it, then at least you can see like, okay, like code
Right.
red kind of shit. Like, hey, let's keep an eye out for this, and if they show
Right.
up, like, oh, cool, and then they call up to my bar and say, hey, how much was that guy's bill? Oh, it's $75. But like, hey, but so you don't have to tip me, but like, I want $75 on top of this because a friend of mine just said
Yeah,
that you owe
fuck.
him some money, and it's like it kind of.
I wonder if you
'Cause
can pull that
also-
off. That's like social justice.
Well,
like
at the end of the day, like,
cops.
be it like, it doesn't matter where you drink, where you like to drink, or more importantly, where you don't like to drink. It's no one's fault where they work. It's more about like just the community, the family of, because you know anyone who works in a restaurant understands how
Some
much
people
of
are
a
fuckers,
family
man,
you
and
are.
they'll
Yeah,
like,
and people suck, man. People suck. When I'm king of the world,
yeah.
Actually, there's a guy I work with, or a guy
Everybody,
he comes to my bar, and him and his girlfriend were in the other night, and I was like, you know, when I'm king of the world, this is what I want to do. I want to have everybody have their assets frozen. They work for 1 year in the service industry, minimum wage, working for tips, no access to like
Right.
any
That's
of their
extremist.
savings or whatever. And his girlfriend was like, oh my god, this guy has the same idea, but he has a caveat.
Right.
I was like, I'm dying to hear it. And he says, if they can afford to get out of it, if they want to pay like $500,000, that's fine, but they have to wear a shock collar whenever they go into a restaurant.
Right.
I was like, you're king of the world now.
Shock
Like straight
collar.
out, I would advocate it immediately. Like,
What's a
that's
shock-
amazing.
Yeah.
Like just a shock collar. Like,
Oh, shock.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
And just like when I was like, here's the keys. Like,
Yeah.
here's the buzzer.
Yeah.
As soon as he's rude to a waitress, like as soon as he like clicks his fingers, which fuck you if you click your fingers.
you're a
Fuck
finger
you
clicker,
right in your
yeah.
stupid face.
I mean, even if you're good at it, don't do it.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, I hate you so much. Like right away, it's like that's the quickest way to be like, oh,
Do
you're
people is that a thing? Like that's that
Once
seems
in a-
like
once in
that
a
seems
while.
like a very like Iraqi kind of like
Yeah, there's-
garçon thing.
I feel
but-
like there's. I mean, fuck, we could go on for hours.
But
about
if it happens
tipping and
once
stuff.
a year, it's still frustrating.
It's
as
still
shit.
like it's. I've had a guy like wave like a fan of 20s and 50s in front of me, and all I did was just open the till, grabbed all the 20s and 50s I had. I said, "Hey, I got some of those too. You want to wait your fucking turn or what?"
You should have just grabbed his money, put him in the till.
Oh god, it was,
Right.
and I was busy. I wasn't like I was just standing there fucking the dog. Like
Where? Yeah. What's wrong with people?
I don't know. That's it. But like it's, but this, the counterpoint of that is like when you're working at a place and somebody's like, say you're you're doing your stuff and some customer says, "Oh, behind you," and you're like, "Oh, okay," give them 20% off, like just
Yeah.
automatically because
Right.
you're awesome and you get it. Like,
Right. Yeah. Like for sure, man. I've worked in restaurants for a long time. I started when I was like 12 years old.
Jesus.
Like I was doing like dishwashing back in Weber's in Ontario.
Oh, fuck yeah, Weber's.
Yeah, right. I did that for like, I watched this for like 4 years. But yeah, man, I got shit on. I got worked for tips for the first like half a year, whatever else, and then I got paid like $4.90 I think an hour was my first wage. And you just get shit on, but you figure
It
out like
sucks, but you get it. Like
I didn't like it at the time, and then I realized that when you go to a restaurant, you got to be some. People are shitty. Like there's a lot of great people for sure, but there's people that go to restaurants and they make things worse. And I was like, man, when I go to a restaurant, I try to be good. Sometimes I'm like I got to get what I want still.
yeah.
But usually.
So what now? Not to get too deep, like delve too deep. But what do you tip on like an average? Say your bill's like $50. You've had like a
Right.
burger and fries.
Okay, I have
beers.
a system. So if I'm at like say, if I go sit up at a counter and I order like a sandwich and a beer,
Okay.
and the person behind the counter, there's like maybe 6 hours at the bar, and maybe like a short. I'll usually tip like 15% on that. That's my base on that. I'm at a restaurant where they like it's like say I'm at a pizza place and they come to my table, they serve me everything else, and the service is good, and they don't put an auto tip higher than what I would decide to tip.
Yeah.
I'll put 18% on as my
That's
base.
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But if I open a machine, it's a 20% or more right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me decide. I feel like 18 is fair for good service.
Yeah.
And I feel like 15 is now the default because we just like, and I know you work service too, but I feel like everyone's like, they expect probably 18 now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's
And so I'm like, cool. But it depends where I am. If I'm like, if I buy a sandwich or something, or I get a coffee at a coffee shop and it's like, it tells me what to tip on the machine, I'll still tip $1.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
$1 a minimum for a coffee.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
But
You
if
know,
I go
it's-
to like a local pub and I get 2 beers and I go to the counter and pay after, like at the breweries here,
yeah.
I'll still tip like $1 a beer.
Yeah, that's good. Like that's more than good. You
But
know?
if my bill's huge, obviously I'll tip around 18.
Yeah.
I think is minimum.
that's all right. Because like there have to be a finger in my food for me to tip less than 20%. Like because I work in the industry
Right.
and like I get that everyone has bad days or what really bothers me is when because I've worked with people before where they will let their let's say I don't know say their 5% tip from their one table.
Right.
They'll go to the back and they'll be like, they only tip me 5%.
That's shitty.
This is horse shit.
Yeah.
Which you're not wrong. It sucks. But you know what? You take 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You curse the heavens.
Yeah.
And you go out there and go, you know what?
Make
That's
it-
not happening again.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
Whereas like, I've had people who it'll ruin their day. And then because they're in a bad mood,
Right.
I mean, I'm not a big like spiritual person, but I feel like people can sense that. When
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, hey, how's it going? Like, if I say, hey, how's it going? How's your day been? Like, if I come in and say, hey, how's it going? How's your day been? They're not gonna be like, oh, this person sucks. Like, and so right away
Standard
they're
question.
like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter what happened before.
Right.
It's like relationships. It doesn't matter what happened before, as long as what's happening now. Like, pay attention to these people. Make the most. Like, be the best person you can be no matter what. Unless
Right.
they're literally like, hey, how's it going? Gin and tonic. Go fuck yourself, pal. Like, come on,
Right.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I asked, how's it going? Like,
Dude, when I used to work at the restaurants, it'd be like when I worked at like Glacier Creek and stuff, and they're on when I was behind the counter just helping out or whatever. How's it going today? How's it going today, sir? Yeah, give me
fucks me off.
I'm like, give me, and I can tell where they're from. So I'm like, give me you guys you got cheeseburgers back there? Yeah, I'll take a cheeseburger, and you got fries. Clearly, it's labeled cheeseburger fries. Yeah, I'll take a fry. You got a cola. You got colas? Yes, sir. The colas are over there. Okay, thanks, man. And I have a theory about that interaction specifically is that in Canada, we just have some reason to expect a higher level of politeness, right?
totally.
Right.
Totally.
So when we don't get it, we're kind of like, what's going on here? Why are you not overly polite? It's not, and that's I'm referring to Americans.
Yeah,
we live in a
we
tourist
have
town,
to. Yep.
right? And I'm generalizing a bit, but I don't think that the way they talk to me is rude because I don't think their culture expects that much politeness. So when they don't expect it,
That's a really good point.
offering it up because they don't need to, and everyone's still like the camaraderie is still there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be as like kiss ass kind of friendly as
Yeah.
it is. So when they come like, hey, yeah, give me they aren't thinking this person expects to say hello, sir. Please, like the queen didn't teach me how to use a knife and fork. So
That's funny you mentioned that
it
because
took me a long time to figure that out. It took me a long time to be like,
As
okay,
you-
now I don't care.
as you were telling me that, it just reminded me my first year in Rendezvous.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but she was furious at this because we have what's called Mexican Week. It's around Easter. You know, the rich Mexicans come up here, and that's fine. They're awesome. And the thing is, like, if you speak any Spanish,
That's so funny.
it's, you know, it's, if you were to ask, hi, I'd like a coffee. Like, hey, how's it going? Could I get a coffee, please? That's what you say in English, especially as a Canadian.
Right.
They'd be like, coffee for me.
But
literal translation is coffee for me.
yeah, but they don't.
And they don't say please. They just like,
Yeah, but they don't know.
Like,
They don't-
but like, if you know, when you literally translate, it's like café para mí, like that kind of thing, right?
Right.
And so they just literally translate it as I would if I was speaking French or Spanish, because I don't know, like,
You
if I
probably
was,
wouldn't say "s'il vous plaît" after something like that.
totally, yeah.
Because you wouldn't. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just feels too grade 8 or grade 8 French.
Well,
you
you
know,
feel
like,
awkward saying it.
Yeah. And so this girl was like getting really frustrated. I was like, but that's what the language is. Like, they're not being rude. They're just being
just
Latin.
don't know.
You
Yeah.
know, like it's not that they're rude. It's just that they don't know.
Right.
They
We're
don't-
not, and also we're not defending the rude people here.
No. Oh yeah. No. Rude people, go fuck yourself. Like,
Yeah, right.
God damn.
But there is
shit in your hand.
there's an idea that it's cultural.
Yeah.
And like we talk about it all the time. We talk about all the time where it's like where like in Asia, like, you know, people walk closely together. They don't, like, they're pretty organized, but they're tightly packed. They have different ways of interacting and greeting people and stuff. So, but I think that we get hung up on this, just the American idea that we Americans are rude and that we're so polite. Well, I just because
Yeah. And
it's,
you know what?
culturally it's not. They're not. If you go to New York, everyone's like, yeah, everyone's in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
man.
Everyone's so friendly to each other.
I was in New York a year ago, and I swear to God, like,
They're not like, I mean,
I-
there are assholes, but they're not. That's not all. of
yeah,
them.
but they're like, I'm an asshole sometimes, you
Right.
know, like, and
That's a lot.
I wrote about it when, like, because I write
Right.
in my books.
Aaron's a
whatever.
writer.
I try.
Yeah,
A5scribbles.com, check it out.
yeah, boom.
And it was really cool to, like, first of all, to just see all these. I had a guy like just chatting to me on the subway, and like he didn't know me, and then like for like, you know, there's a little part in your mind going like, yo, if this guy asks you back to his apartment, like, he's gonna rob or rape
You should
you.
go. Take
But,
some money.
yeah, but hey, man,
Probably
it's
get
an
nice
adventure.
shoes, yeah.
But also, like, I mean, everybody. There was a point where I was like, I think I'm lost, and I don't know. I think I know where I am, and someone's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh
Dude.
my god!" Like, that whole. I have a little bit of a theory about that, where they most of the people that you will meet, because I was staying in Manhattan,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
and I found a damn good deal. Like, don't
Yeah,
do
I got one
don't do
too.
it if you can afford it. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I did okay, and
Yeah.
you know, anyway. So I feel like everybody who's in like central New York City, they have all been at that point where they're going like, it's my first week in New York. I don't know my ass from my elbow.
Right.
And they're like, and they just kind of recognize that there's a little spark in their mind that says that person needs a little bit of help.
Right.
And
There's a camaraderie there that doesn't.
yeah, it's one of those like, yeah, man, this place sucks because it will grind you the fuck down.
Yeah.
What can I do to help? A
Right.
little bit, you know, like, and it's
It's
kind
cool.
of, I really like, I fully, that stereotype, it for me is shattered. I love it.
It's cool. I was there a long time ago, probably 10 years ago for the first time. Maybe whatever, 8 to 10 years ago for the first time. And I went there by myself. I was in Ontario. I had to go there. So I had like 4 days to kill. I went to New York by myself. And I got a place like right beside the World Trade Center where it was being rebuilt. It was like $200 a night. The sick hotel. It was crazy. It's called the World Trade Tower or something like that. Like
wow.
a different, like right beside it. Or World Trade Hotel. Anyway. So I just went out for like 3 days, just walked around New York and just like checked it out. And speaking of talking to bartenders and people at the bar, I was sitting talking to this guy, and he was telling me he's a Latino guy, and he'd come from Mexico. I don't know, like early on in his like adult years, and he had a kid and a wife, and he's talking about 9/11. So I was like, holy fuck, man. We were kind of getting drunk, and I was like, I didn't know at all. But he was telling me a story, and he was just waiting. I think he was waiting for his wife to get to work. She worked at a hotel or something like that. And we were talking, and he's like, I'm like, oh, I've been here for a couple of days now, and I've been asking for directions. Everyone's like, yeah, it's here, man. You got to go to Bleecker Street, blah, blah. The accent's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, he said to me that the chaos that ensued at that time in New York, as it did for most of, a lot of North America, brought a lot of people together He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, New York is a different place.
And not over hate, over
yeah,
like
and-
we're all in this together.
I mean, there's still obviously the shit parts, but he said in general, it feels like New York is in a way different place,
Yeah.
mentally and emotionally and like friendly,
Yeah.
with people. And I was like, I don't know how true that is or how accurate it is, but it seems like that was the case. I didn't meet anybody who was shitty.
Yeah.
I ended up partying with a bunch of Russians and Romanians who sold like supplements, steroids.
And
in-
that's what
in a-
that's
in a-
what it's all about, man.
Yeah, like these two girls were in fashion school, and this one guy was from Romania, and he was like, he sold supplements. He sold the ingredients that people make supplements with.
Okay.
We ended up at a party with like smoking like hookah pipes, and there was like people like dressed up with like crows. It was fucking crazy, but I had flip flops on, and it was super fucking hot, and they wouldn't let me in. They're like, "Hey, you can't come in," and I was like, and I was with like the two Russian girls like dressed up, super sexy, and then the dudes like suit and tie, but they didn't know each other, and they're like, and somebody mentioned, we gotta let the Canadian guy in, and they're like, "Oh, you can't, come on in."
Oh my god.
I'm like, flip flops. I mean, whatever, flip flops, big deal.
yeah.
But I was walking through there, and like, it was fucking crazy, man. It was
That's
like 4 a.m. It was cool. On New York,
It's cool, man. Like if
you can
there's
get fucked up in New York. If you go to the wrong place, you're gonna get fucked up.
yeah.
But I didn't experience that at that point in
Yeah.
my time. I've been there a few times now.
Yeah, it's I'm actually thinking about going back in the spring. Just because I went in November. First couple weeks in November.
Yeah.
And
so
that was a
cool.
great time. And it was like it was unseasonably warm, but it was like still
Yeah.
like it wasn't warm.
And the thing about New York is you have to
You
go
can just
with
do whatever.
and you have to go as touristy.
Yeah, you almost
That's
have
the
to, like,
whole
you
point
have
of
to,
it.
It's like
If you
it's
don't
like
go to
when
Times
you-
Square and hang out there and get wasted and party there, or go somewhere, what?
Yeah,
Why what are you doing?
You have to go and be like it's like
That's my
every
opinion.
time you see somebody like who goes to England and fucking sticks their head out of those goddamn telephone boxes. Like
Right.
every time I see that, it makes me cringe. But I'm also like, but you know what? I'm glad that's like it's almost
Right.
a tradition now.
But
right?
if you go
Like,
back to England every time, you stop doing that.
yeah, oh,
I
totally,
feel like if you go
yeah.
to New York, you need to do
you
these.
need to keep do one thing stupid like
go to the
go to the
tourist center all the
Rockefeller,
time.
like, yeah,
Just
go to 30 Rock and
It's
or
like you
go
go
to
to-
Statue of Liberty.
every time I go back to Tokyo, I'm gonna go to Shibuya and just watch how fucking chaos it is for 10 seconds between each light. It's chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos, man. It's crazy. But I think that's like with New York has this thing. I don't know. I've been there a few times. I don't think that's. Clearly there's a history behind in New York that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
For whatever reasons, mostly oppression. I would imagine for the most part, but like, New York is a fucking place.
It's just
man.
something. Yeah, it's like
something,
it's like
alright.
it's
Yeah.
like concentrated Canada. It's like
Yeah.
as much. It's
Well, there's like-
picture the most different people you could possibly imagine, and then put them in the next neighborhood over. Like
Right.
it's
And
like,
if someone goes to you, hey, go to Roxy's Deli. Oh, go there. It's too touristy. I'm like, go to
yeah,
fucking
but
Roxy's
also
Deli.
It's
legit.
go
Like,
there because
go-
it's good fucking
and
food.
It's
and like,
awesome. Like
yeah,
the
it's
whole
just-
point of the tour.
the whole point is to meet, like, go see a Hasidic Jew. You yell at a rapper or
Dude,
whatever.
it's tourism
like,
on steroids. If you look at, we know how we're wowed by people like, well, you're disgusted or wowed by people like big guys on steroids. You're
yeah,
like, that's so
like
bizarre.
Venice
But you
Beach.
can't look away, right?
yeah,
New York is the same thing. It's like you're like, man, New York is like, it's just fucking cool.
yeah.
I mean, it stinks like it smells like garbage all the time. It's hot.
Yeah.
There's garbage everywhere.
There was
But-
somebody. So I went when I was like 15 or 16 as a school trip, history
Right.
trip. We went to New York and Washington.
Oh, cool.
And a couple years after
Went
that,
to fucking Ottawa.
yeah, I went from England to New York too. Like we did well.
What, man?
Yeah.
Fuck,
It
yeah.
was like we basically like predicated on the fact of
Right.
like we went to the Vietnam War memorial
Right.
and stuff. But a couple years.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
hang on.
it's-
Oh god.
Okay,
I
we're
think I
good.
just-
It's just because it came from the local hardware store and it sucks. You better now?
Check 1 2.
Are you in there? It's just your
Yeah,
headphones.
yeah, we're good. Yeah, it was a little fuzzy there.
Yeah, it went all
but,
left. Went fully left.
Yeah, so a couple years after that, I don't remember who it was, but they said something was like, New York is really cool because like you recognize so much of it. You'll know every square inch of it because you've seen like all these movies, you've seen all these TV
Seinfeld.
shows, Seinfeld,
If you're a Seinfeld fan, holy
Friends, Sex in the City, anything like that. The difference is you're there, like it's right in front of you.
Dude,
You know,
I watched
Die Hard.
I watched past H&H Bagel.
Yeah, like
Like by accident.
I went to.
I was like,
yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, I went to
Crazy.
I went to when I like my first time there when I was a kid, well, I was
Yeah.
a teenager.
Right.
Our Austrian tour guide walked us past somewhere. She's like, "Does anyone recognize this?" And we're all like, "What? No." And there's like an empty lot right here. We're
Right.
like, "What? No." Have you seen Die Hard? Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I
It's the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
So
don't know.
right at the end, there's the train comes up through
Is that
the.
the one that gets blown through the water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So New York City has a law where it's like any film thing you do, you have to put it back to its original thing.
Right.
Well, the way that they did this, they found this empty lot in New York City, which first of all, holy shit. And then they created this a subway exit where the train came, like the cars come up, whatever.
Right.
And so they filmed that, and then they had to tear it all down and put all these like weeds back into it and everything. And like I was
really
like
weird.
15 or 16 years old, and I was like, that's bizarre. Why wouldn't you just keep it as a testament to fucking New York film or whatever? Like,
dude, when I went to New York and I saw that World Trade Center and they had like the memorial for it there.
that's powerful.
Yeah, fucking. It wasn't finished when I first went there. And I went back and it was finished.
Yeah.
And you do the tour and stuff, and they it's like getting to the airport to get the tour. You got to get all fully like. The first time I went, it was a long time ago, so it's like maybe 8-9 years after it happened. But they're 9. I don't know what it was. Anyway, so but they like you take all your jewelry off, everything else, put it in a bin, put it in the machine, walk through, and then you get a tour, and you get a wristband and walk through, and no one's guiding you. You just kind of walk through this like construction path. But have you been there? You've seen it now, obviously. Or
I've seen the fountain. I haven't been into
the big
the
deep
tour and
pit.
everything. Yeah.
I think the tour's gone. I think it's just open.
The fountain. It's really. I didn't know anybody, and like, but it was really powerful to see people. Like, I saw a guy put a flower on a name, and it was like that alone. I was like, God.
The
damn,
fire station right
like,
there.
Yeah, that times 3,000 and change, right?
Holy
like,
fuck,
yeah,
man,
it was full on, man. Like,
it's crazy. There is a weirdness to being there,
And
but. There's an incredible pizza place like 4 blocks down.
Fuck yeah.
And I can't what's it called, but it's got like a mezzanine up top, and they talk about how the thing about the pizza in New York is just the water. There's something in the water. Yeah, there's like if you get, they call it Brooklyn pizza. I don't think Brooklyn pizza is called Brooklyn pizza in Brooklyn. It's called pizza.
It's called pizza. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you doing, Domino's? Even though you make a great pizza in the Brooklyn, I'm addicted. But yeah, they said like there's that pizza place around like right around the street, and apparently it's busy just because it's touristy. Like
yeah.
So it's become quite well known. But they're like, yeah. But people think New York pizza's got this crazy thing to it. It's just the water. They say it's the water, and in fact they make the thin crust. Like it's always thin.
I fucked it. Like,
compared to like Chicago's like deep dish, like
fuck
super,
Chicago pizza.
No,
I'm saying
dude,
on the
don't.
record, fuck Chicago pizza.
Hey,
fuck your
down.
tomato pie with cheese on top.
Hey,
that's horse shit.
You're blowing the levels here.
That's how much I care.
You don't like really.
Pizza
we were friends, man.
Pizza should be thin crust in a quarter, folded in half, and you got to be drunk as shit when you're eating it.
Well, okay, but you're putting a lot of pressure on the pizza itself. In that situation,
yeah.
I'm not trying to debunk. I agree with you that
I mean,
it's Chicago pizza is an acquired taste, which is very crusty, very crust heavy.
Yeah.
And New York pizza is fucking awesome.
I feel like Chicago fucks up a lot of food though. Like, have you ever had like a Chicago style steak?
No,
burnt on the outside and blue rare on the inside, and I don't understand how that's.
They don't have time to wait. There's gunfire going off in Chicago.
I have nothing against Chicago. I've always wanted to go to Chicago,
It's a cool
but
city.
I do not understand what they're doing to their food.
I only had the pizza when I was there, so I don't know.
Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, it comes in a bowl. What the fuck, man? Like
The steak does?
no, the fucking pizza. It's like it's like
There's
3 inches
Giordano's
deep.
or what's it called? This famous place, and it's so. Here's a example of what I was talking about in New York. You got to go to the places that everybody goes to.
Yeah.
But in Chicago, they're like, don't go to that place. we're like, don't go to that place. But it's like, I think it's called Giordano's. It's like a famous pizza chain. It's like deep dish. There's cheese in the crust. It's like,
Shout out Giordano's for your shitty pizza.
no, it's good, man. It's great.
It is good. Okay.
But what I'm saying is like,
Chicago was telling you not to go.
they're like, yeah, don't go. They're like,
'Cause it's
you
mad
got to go see
tourist.
something else. And the name of the other place was like, I didn't remember it, so I didn't go. And I was like, I'm gonna do the touristy thing. But it's heavy, dude.
That's the thing. I think it's like
fucking heavy. And it's
pizza's-
pizza, so you eat it all. Like I don't save pizza. I eat the whole thing all the time.
oh, see, I mean, it depends how much marijuana I've got in my system, but like I can order a pizza
I eat the whole thing.
and I can do 2, 3. Because the thing is, I love
Slices?
yeah.
At once?
Here's
Really?
The thing.
That's
Here's
it?
The thing. Here's the thing. I
Dude.
love cold pizza for breakfast. I swear to
Oh my
God,
God.
like if cold pizza for breakfast could be a girlfriend, I would marry that bitch on the spot. Like I love cold pizza for breakfast, and to the point where like I will order it even if I'm not particularly hungry. Or,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just so I know I have a cold pizza in the fridge for tomorrow morning. Like
I can't. I'm not a leftovers guy.
oh
I'll
man,
fucking,
dude,
I made a post the other day. I was like, man, I'm eating like 2 whole pizzas a week. Easy.
yeah.
Easy. Like,
Samurai Pizza Cast right here. You heard her first.
Right, yeah, but like Dude, fuck, it's crazy, man. I don't know how I can eat. If I get a hamburger and fries, I probably won't finish it. It's too much. But if I get a pizza, I eat the whole damn thing, and it's probably 3 times as big as a burger
You're
and
a
fries.
goddamn animal.
It's weird. I don't get it.
But it's. I mean, it is so. Pizza's so good that I hate myself. Like,
yeah,
you know, like I
you had to
know
do
it's
pizza-
bad for me.
We had the pizza in Function Junction.
No,
yet?
I heard about it. I haven't
So,
been there yet.
we live in
I've heard
Whistler.
it's amazing.
There's a place across the highway from my house. It's brand new. This guy named Lee owns it. I think I worked with him at the Fairmont like 15 years ago. Yeah, he looks familiar anyway. You'd recognize him for sure. But his pizza's great.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's $10 for 2 slices and a pop, which is kind of
That's okay.
And if
it's the best pizza in town, that's a good. That's a
yeah,
decent price.
if you're, it's a mix between, let's say, it's a mix between Creek Bread and Avalanche.
Okay.
So it's got that greasy, grimy feel to it, a bit like
Yeah.
Avalanche, but it looks healthy. It's got good ingredients, and it's like not thick crust.
Nice.
But he's always lets the cheese go over the crust and burn on the outside of the crust.
Oh yeah.
So when you eat that shit, it fucking awesome.
Motherfuckers got what I'm on.
Yeah, totally. So
Have you ever? Okay, so I found something out. The reason I like pizza for breakfast so much is because I have the option to heat it up. Because like, don't microwave pizza.
No,
It's
put it in the frying
trash.
pan.
Yeah. Yes. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say. You
Yeah.
gotta cover that up, and oh man, that changes your life.
Yeah, dude,
Oh.
it's everything. It's literally everything.
Yeah,
It makes yesterday's pizza taste like today's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brings tomorrow into today.
Little grease in the
Yeah.
pan there. Oh man.
It's like time travel. It's literally makes the pizza taste the same as it did when you first got it.
Yeah. You know.
So
what?
what we're talking about, everybody, or whoever, nobody.
To the 3
Hopefully, you
people
know
out
what?
there.
To the millions of fans out there, here's a pro tip that I learned from a pro, and Aaron knows it too now. Well, maybe before I did, but you take the pizza, you put it in a frying pan, and I use a non-stick frying pan, like a Teflon pan.
And like a low medium. Like
Yeah,
a
I think
4.
3 or 4.
on
Yeah,
your-
4. Yeah, let it get going, and put the pizza on it, and then cover it with either tin foil if you need to, or like a lid, just like a lid, so the heat stays inside, and then give it like 5 minutes.
It will change your damn life.
Yeah.
Like hand to heart. It's so good.
The heat inside that you're capturing with the lid melts the cheese and the pepperoni again, and the hot, dry heat on the pan basically stone bakes pizza back to reality. Yeah. Anyway,
Here we go.
another pro tip too: if you're making grilled cheese sandwiches,
Oh, I'm interested.
yeah, I would say put Parmesan cheese in the butter
Whoa.
and a lot of it. So when
Like
you butter,
the butter on the outside of the
so when you
bread.
butter the outside of the bread,
Fuck,
it's
that's
full
a
of
good
Parmesan
idea.
cheese.
That's a really good idea.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it works pretty well. I don't know if that's like old school or it's I've
I'm
heard.
into it. I mean, anytime.
works really
Honestly,
well.
like, I don't think I've ever had a bad grilled cheese sandwich.
Have you ever just fried cheese? So you make a fried cheese, like just put cheese in the frying pan, let it
Yeah,
burn.
I've had a dark moment here and there.
You can eat that like Monterey
Yeah.
Jack or whatever.
Yeah.
It's legit, dude.
Um.
I'm gonna do that. I'm
What
gonna,
was the
use
other
all my roommate's cheese in about half an hour and do that.
So like you're like a kind of a bog standard cheddar mozzarella, or like do you like the blue or the
I like blue
you know,
cheese
the-
for certain
the
reasons.
triple smoked camemberts and shit.
I like Gouda,
Yeah,
aged
Gouda's
Gouda.
good, dude. I got in a Gouda's good.
apple smoked cheddar,
yeah.
and the applewood
Yeah.
bake and the applewood Gouda or whatever.
I got into a bad Baby Bell. costs
Manchego, a friend of mine got me into
Manchego,
Manchego. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Legit though.
Dude, Baby Bells cost more than a child. Like they're like literally
They're pretty
like
good, though.
$8 for
Okay,
6 of them.
What are the use? So Baby Bell, I eat the Baby Bell I eat it as a
It's
as a dip.
snacks. It's just like a
There's no use for it. Like nobody. Is there an implement?
One time-
do you use it any other time? Like
okay. One time when I was high, I cut it lengthways. So
yeah, but
that's it. I
so
mean,
that I know, but if you're not high and you're a chef or you're a cook, are there any recipes that call for Baby Bell cheese?
there's no way.
It can't be.
Like,
They're
because
to eat
I've
2 or
seen
3
the,
bites.
I've seen the big one, the one that's like the size of a baseball,
Right.
With that's covered in wax and everything. And it's not Baby Bell, but it's the same. It's Gouda. It's the same cheese. And I'm
Fucking
surely
Gouda,
they
man.
use that on sandwiches and
apple
whatnot.
smoked Gouda on a burger.
I like fucking.
Blue cheese on beef.
Oh man, if you get a beef dip with blue cheese, like it'll change your life. It's
Feta. So the kind of things that go together, like feta and Greek salad.
Yep.
goat cheese, blue cheese,
You want
feta, a
something
bit
strong,
in an omelet, kind of.
like an aggressive Stilton with your like a oh my god a hamburger like a.
Blue cheese on a hamburger is great.
That's another thing. Going back to New York, medium rare burgers.
Oh,
Holy
dude.
shit!
Yeah,
I was
right.
at the Smith on 10th. Okay,
Pasta's good there too.
this is a full on advertisement. Don't even have to pay me. A Smith on 10th.
think they're gonna-
I walked 60 blocks because
Oh.
my Metro Pass wasn't working at one place. I was like,
Right.
it must be broken. So I walked 60 blocks. I ate a medium rare burger. And I'm not a religious man at all, but I saw the face of God.
Yeah,
it was
nice.
so fucking good. I forgot my own name. Like, it was so good.
Dude. Yeah, well, New York's fucking got their food shit dialed, man.
Oh God, it was embarrassing. Every other burger, I was like, fuck everything I've ever eaten before.
You know what I'll say right now? As a local in Whistler, the Southside Diner Burger, I brought it home a couple nights ago. Dude, I don't know why people aren't going there. I mean,
heard-
it's busy. It's busy there. I don't. It's diner.
Yeah.
It's a diner burger.
And that's
And it's fucking incredible. That's
Sorry
okay.
about
I'll
that.
do that time.
What I love about the South Side is like you go in there and it's they've stripped away.
You're almost offended.
No.
no. I'm like, what? What are you doing in here?
Yeah, like when you go in and if you don't know what you want, well, if the server's ready, you're not. Okay, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Go
Yeah,
fuck
that's what I mean.
Yeah, like I love that because
Yeah.
everything in Worcester is so catered to the customer. And here's a tip, hot take: the customer is not always right. The customer is always first, but the customer is not. As soon as someone says, "Well, what about the customer is always right?" You know who says that? Shitty customers.
Customer gets away with murder.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, like
food murder,
yeah.
not real murder.
Like anybody who puts ketchup on a steak, I'm like, I will do that for you, but I have to let you understand that it's going to cost you
That's frustrating.
$50 to get this steak anyway.
Yeah.
And I want you to go talk to my head chef, and you ask for the ketchup.
You know what sucks is that as you say this, I'm the guy who always asks for shitty mustard. I'm like, do you guys have
French's?
French's? They're like, we have Dijon. I'm like,
Wait, with steak?
no, just
Okay,
like.
I was gonna say, I was like, fuck,
well,
that's weird.
fuck, I put mustard on meatloaf.
I hate how much I like. Yeah, like French's mustard is good. Like it's.
I put it in tuna salad sandwiches.
See, I don't like tuna.
Oh, I love it.
Well, no, I don't like tuna. Like tuna from a can. It's like cat food to me.
Oh,
I can't do
so
it.
I make tuna salad sandwiches, but I don't use mayo. I use avocado and mustard.
Genius.
I use like half an avocado as the mayo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not
no, that
bad.
makes sense.
But I
they
can
say
get
it's
why you don't
nature's
like
butter.
the tuna thing. Yeah, for sure. Makes sense.
I just didn't grow up with it.
Did you ever grow up with canned salmon?
No.
I think that's gross.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't like the canned salmon compared to canned
We're
tuna.
super fucking spoiled too. Like we moved here as basically grown-ups.
Right.
And so it's like, I can
What do you remember? What's your favorite? What do you remember?
One more time.
What do you remember the most from the UK? From your favorite meal? From like breakfast, like what's your favorite meal in the UK? Like, oh, bangers and mash, so good. But I mean, fuck,
Can I
some kind of pie, like meat pie,
like my
Scottish probably, I guess.
I mean, England's not known for its food,
Clearly,
but I will say, and okay, I gotta preface this where preface this.
whatever. We're not worried about grammar.
It
or
drives me
pronunciation here.
goddamn crazy when people move here and they're like, "Oh, the chocolate's not the same. Oh, the
Yeah, nothing's the
this
same.
is the yeah. Are you here to eat chocolate or are you here to go skiing?
Yeah.
If you're here to eat chocolate, go back home because
Right.
if it's not as good, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
what about
like-
fish and chips?
Yeah, you know what?
Sorry, it's
Wigan-
super stereotypical.
Yeah, Wigan Pier and Squamish, amazing.
Is it good? Yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
So good.
I've heard it's fucking
It
great.
is so good. It's the
Yeah,
closest.
Wigan Pier, shout out. I heard you're great. Really?
That being said, and like
Too many shout outs.
well, got to
Whatever.
make that paper.
Um, Free chips.
But what the one thing that I kind of have a like,
they put it in paper just to be cool.
making paper.
They just put the chips and fish chips.
Oh
in
no,
paper
okay,
just
no,
to be
they're not
cool.
allowed to do that anymore because
Oh,
it's
yeah, food
it's
safe.
obviously you've had some guy who probably hasn't washed his hand. Let's call him a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Who's been like reading the paper and donates his
rude.
newspaper to the fish and
Right.
chip shop, right?
Right, but okay.
They don't do it anymore. But
Okay.
anyway,
Sorry.
so I want to talk about bacon for like quick
Oh,
seconds.
cool. Yeah, let's calm down.
I like bacon.
Yeah.
I like English bacon. It's their bacon is our back bacon.
Okay. Yeah, back.
But-
Pea meal.
But yeah, but without the coating,
corning,
without the
cornmeal.
corning, yeah.
Is it called corning?
I don't know.
It's cornmeal,
The
but
thi-
is
yeah,
it
the
is the
thing.
act of it called corning?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I just
bet you it is.
you know what? Yes, it is.
Right.
And so it's almost like the American office versus the English office. They are
Right.
both
They're both
great
funny.
products, but you cannot compare them.
Right. Fair.
You know,
Yeah, that's
they're
a good,
called
that's
the
a good
same
one.
thing, but you cannot say this one's better.
No.
They are both fantastic,
Right.
but in very different ways. That being said, an English bacon sandwich with butter. Yeah, I butter my bacon
Butter on the inside of the bread.
on the inside of the bread
Is
with
it-
ketchup. Motherfucker.
Probably
like,
great.
That will and a
Is the bread toasted?
yeah.
Or-
and a
okay.
White bread, shitty white bread.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's,
And
yeah.
yeah,
It's like
we're
grilled
not-
cheese sandwiches aren't
We're
better
not animals.
than. Yeah. If you make grilled
Um,
cheese sandwich, you gotta have processed cheese and white bread.
Yeah.
Bread. Yeah. Anyway.
And some ketchup and I
Ketchup, huh?
Yeah, I got into my hot sauce. I don't do brown sauce. It's okay. It just
That
it feels
sounds
it's a
weird.
little too close to
What do you-
it's a
what
little
the
too
fuck's
close.
brown sauce? What do you mean?
Like a savory barbecue sauce.
Oh,
it's
like-
hard to explain. Like take
Oh.
yeah,
It's
without-
called brown sauce?
It's literally called brown sauce.
Oh, man. Unfortunate.
Which yeah, I was like, what's that made of? Bran.
Yeah, it's made of
All
brown.
right.
Okay, and then you have a ketchup tomato sauce because don't English people call it tomato sauce?
They call it tomato sauce. Yeah,
Which is that's fair.
I call it ketchup.
Yeah, whatever.
Um,
It is tomato sauce.
But
So-
I've kind of taken that, so I'll buy like good bacon, and then I'll
Shit ketchup.
shitty ketchup. But I've gotten my hot sauce lately.
Oh yeah. What's
my
your hot
ex-
sauce? What you go to?
Oh, dude.
Are you like? Do you get eccentric with your hot sauce? You just like straight up?
I've spent way more money than I should have on a bottle of
Right.
hot sauce.
Right. In particular?
Secret Aardvark from Oregon.
Fucking nerd.
Fuck, dude, it's so good. It is. I'm not kidding.
Hot
Like
sauce
I
nerd.
put that on. It's embarrassing. Like I love it. So it's a tomato-based habanero sauce.
Oh.
I actually stole.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's. I'll
probably
bring it over.
piping hot.
Next time I do this, I'll bring it over. It's
Okay,
actually
cool.
it's a good. It's like the perfect level of heat. My ex was Asian, and she loves sriracha on like every single thing, and she accused me of stealing her powers. Literally accused me of stealing her powers because she couldn't eat. She was like, it's too spicy. I was like, what's wrong with you?
Sriracha.
She was on sriracha.
That's a heavy
yeah.
one, man.
I like sriracha, but it's just
very minimal.
you know what I like it because it's not like Frank's, which is like a juice basically.
Right.
Sriracha's a sauce. It's a
Yeah.
thing and it comes in a squeezy bottle. What the fuck
Yeah.
are people doing without the squeezy bottle?
I don't know.
But I was in Vancouver and we were at the oyster place and they brought us I don't know, a dozen oysters or whatever, and they brought us like a bucket of 5 or 6 hot sauces, and there was a passion fruit one.
I bet it was great.
I stole it. I gave the server $10.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, I'm taking this.
Stealing
with
stuff
me.
from restaurants is funny.
I tipped her on top.
Maybe
She
glass or
was there,
something?
she was standing as close as I am to you.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her. I was like, so like, is this like kind of a thing and whatever? And she's like, yeah, man, like people want this all the time. I was like, yeah, interesting, cool. So like, I was like, hey, well, next time you have your server meeting, like tell them like we should
Sell
make
this
this
shit.
make this a thing, like make this a merchandise thing. I was like, and as I'm literally like without breaking eye contact, I took it and put it in my pocket and I put a $10 bill in the bucket for
Yeah.
her. I was like, this never happened, right? She
Yeah.
goes, you got it, babe. I was like,
That's
oh
cool.
yeah.
I mean, it's good to have that shit.
Oh god, it's so good. Like I don't know. Hot sauce is, it's so fucking redneck.
But my concern here is that people use hot sauce that takes away from the flavor of what they're eating,
no, okay.
and just to say I use so much hot sauce, like
No,
just,
see, I'm not one of those.
I'm not
I don't.
accusing you of that. I'm just asking you.
I don't feel like I don't feel like
It's an accent piece.
like eating. Yeah, it should add. It shouldn't be.
It's like a side
eating-
table.
Eating dinner shouldn't be an ordeal. Eating dinner
Right.
shouldn't be an event. You shouldn't be sitting there going like people who order like this, like going back to England.
How hot wings, that kind of
People
stuff,
who
where you
order
just like sweat it out.
vindaloo and spicy like fowls or whatever, and you're just sitting there and you look like you're in pain.
Yeah, people are like, I love this. You're like, what do
They're
you
like,
mean?
oh, it's lovely, mate.
I love
No,
the
it
heat.
isn't. You're a liar.
I love
like,
the heat. That's like saying I love getting foot stomped.
Yeah,
I love it. Just stomp my
And, like,
foot.
it's like-
Please-
and we
please
know-
stomp my toe.
like. Do you watch? Have you ever seen Hot Ones on YouTube?
Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, I've never. Actually, you know what? That's one podcast I haven't actually watched, but I've listened to a ton.
Really
Yeah.
interesting because it's
That's
really
weird.
cool to watch. Like Bill Burr was just on it. Pete Holmes was just on
Yeah,
it.
Bill Nye. Or no,
Bill-
sorry, Bill Nye. Fucking what's his name there? Planetarium guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He seems funny.
I actually just and the thing is like because there's a lot of them on there that like a lot of I like my older rap, my '90s rap,
Right.
and there's a lot of people on there that I've never heard of or
Right.
you know or they're YouTube stars.
But
or
there's a
whatever.
common thing you're doing with eating hot wings.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna give myself 20 minutes and just watch it. And I swear to God, like I literally discovered Anderson .Paak through this.
Oh, really?
And Oxnard, his new album, it's seminal. I'm saying, like
Yeah.
it's so
I don't even know who that
good.
is.
To,
I
like
had no idea.
it's like it's a really cool way to learn about new things. Vanessa Hudgens was just on the last one last week, and like
Oh. Those new ones. I haven't.
Yeah.
I thought it ended a while ago.
no, it on season like 6 now.
They
I
do
think.
seasons.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Lame.
Like and like it's a big. They're called Spice Lords. I'm not kidding. Like
That's
you know,
probably
you have
cool.
like,
You have a big following.
yeah,
It's a good podcast. It's interesting.
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
really interesting, and like
Because-
it's cool to and so that's where I found about like Secret Aardvark is the
Oh
one.
right, yeah.
It's
funny.
highly
I know
recommend.
what you say because I'm listening to it. I'm like, I'm gonna try that sauce.
Yeah,
That's actually.
I'll
yeah.
bring it over, man. I have 2 bottles.
Right.
It
Have
cost
you
me
listened to-
like $50 for 2 bottles. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's probably good. I used to just get Cholula.
Cholula is my favorite. That
It's pretty
Cholula
good.
goes great in
I can.
Caesars.
I can just drink that. It's not that hot. Like
yeah,
not that
it's
bad.
delightful.
But Sriracha's heavy, man.
Yeah.
I use these cayenne pepper flakes, and more than the sauces in like my tuna stuff like that. And dude, there is a thin threshold of too much and enough.
Yeah.
It's like 2 taps to have the powder come out. 3rd tap and you're
You're like,
fucked.
oh God,
You're like, just go home.
I've ruined everything.
Yeah, throw it out. Throw it out.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's gonna stay good forever.
Yeah.
You've just seasoned it to last for the rest of your life. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Sriracha's weird, man.
It's just
It's a flavor that doesn't seem that it matches many foods to me.
Yeah.
It's a flavor where like I can put Cholula on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
Not just Mexican.
Yeah,
like,
but Sriracha seems like even it's like it's an Oriental spice.
it doesn't even feel
and
good
that's
in
all
Thai
you get.
food, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I put on pizza once in a while when I don't have pepperoni on there.
yeah.
But,
yeah.
Also, one of my favorite things is a ton of pepper on pizza.
Like black cracked
Yeah.
pepper. Really?
Yeah, dude.
I don't do the cracked pepper.
Oh man, especially if I'm eating like, like a ton. It's just good. I don't know. I used to do that. Let's skip. I don't know.
I'm into it. I can with the cheese. Yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty good, man. Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
You were talking about something on the way here. It wasn't food related.
Oh, speaking of heat,
yeah. What?
I bought an Elon Musk.
Oh
flamethrower.
yeah, shit! I forgot you were gonna mention. I gotta get another beer. You want another beer?
I don't not want another beer. Hang
Okay,
on.
I didn't get one. Keep
Are we,
talking.
are we gonna pause or?
No, you can keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's recording.
So I back in February, I found out about this thing that was happening, and let me tell you this. I went very quickly from should I buy a flamethrower to how many flamethrowers should I buy because I have 2 hands,
Right.
and it cost me.
They're expensive.
It wasn't that. Let me put it this way.
Sorry, did you already say who you bought it from or who made it and everything
I
else?
bought it from the Boring Company. It's Elon Musk.
Right.
Elon Musk. For those of you who
Everyone
don't know
knows
who he is,
Everyone knows.
he is what a Bond villain would be if he was created by a 5-year-old.
Right.
Like just one of those people going, I have so much money, I will literally sell flamethrowers to people. Like fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
Like, so
wait.
where do
yeah.
where do you want me to start?
I don't know, man. I think I interrupted you and I ruined it because you were starting in a good spot. I apologize. So you bought a flamethrower. Okay, so I've seen this flamethrower on another podcast, on Joe Rogan's podcast, and
it's the biggest fuck you to like.
But
buying
apparently,
a house.
it's apparently to buying a house. They're like $2,000, aren't they?
Honestly, it cost me once. So it's
How much
coming.
does this
It's
cost
showing
you,
up
Aaron?
tomorrow. Tomorrow at some
That's
point.
legit.
The earlier the better because I'm gonna have
December
to clear
18th.
my porch.
Right.
It cost me all in. It's gonna cost me about $800 Canadian.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was $500 US.
What? Okay, it's just a propane tank, isn't it? Just propane.
Well,
with
I don't know if it's propane or camping fuel or butane.
But it doesn't like. Anyway, it's fucking cool.
I would show you the video.
$800.
$800.
And it's
About $850.
It looks like a big stormtrooper gun, right? or
Yeah,
something?
it's like a super soaker from hell.
Sorry. Yeah.
I wrote an article for a site I was writing for,
Right.
just for free because it's something that's like I've written a lot about for
So you can say it.
for checks in the mail.
Okay.
And this one was like, I messaged the editor. I was like, hey, so I just bought a flamethrower from the Boring Company. Do you think there's an article in there? She's like, yes, there is.
Yeah, of course.
So I wrote this in March. I think it got published like early March. And they were like, it's going to be ready in May. It is December, 17th?
Yeah. Yeah. It
I've
is.
been waiting quite some time. And
Yeah,
I was,
shit.
I went from, I can remember going from like, oh, I hope it comes in before the fire ban to, well, the fire ban's almost over. Hopefully it shows up soon to like now it's almost Christmas. And I'm like, oh my God, I think
The
Jesus
postal
is
strike.
real. Like it's,
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just one of those things that I'm very excited to play with. And I wrote that this article. It's not people like, you're really irresponsible with your money. I'm like, a woman buys a pair of shoes for $800
Yeah.
and wears them what, twice?
Right.
Maybe because they're painful and you can't be seen in the same thing. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I feel like
you can buy a flamethrower.
I feel like my money is better spent.
Yeah,
I
but
will
dude,
never regret spending
but
this
what do
money.
you? So I saw the flamethrower. They had one on Rogan's podcast, and I saw them use it. I've seen it in videos, whatever. Where do you plan on getting away with using it, though?
I actually talked to my brother about this. He was
He's in the military.
he's
might
in the
know.
military. He's an adult, a real adult. He's younger than me.
We're all real
but,
adults. It depends what we're into.
Yeah. And I thought, because I live right near Lost Lake.
Oh, it's
and-
frozen. Just go out on it.
Exactly. And so he was like, well, be careful of those, the cross-country ski Nazis. I was like, I will have a flamethrower.
Yeah.
They will do what I say.
They'll be like,
you can't be here.
Well,
What was that, motherfucker?
But by the time
Call the cops. I don't give a shit.
they'll be like, "Ma'am, there was a person with a flamethrower. We don't believe you."
Yeah.
Hi, hello, RCMV. Yes, there's a man with a flamethrower on Lost Lake. Is this a prank call, ma'am?
This is a serious line
Yeah.
for serious things.
It's a 911 lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some joking.
I'm not actually going to set anybody on fire.
No,
I
I
mean-
would assume not. I mean,
not intentionally. Put it that way. Like it should.
if you do,
accidents happen.
can you come on the show and we can have a
I mean, yeah.
what do they call that when you go into the jail and you interview somebody, an all exclusive or
like
exclusive interview?
making a murder or whatever.
Yeah, where it's like, I'm going to
All
interview
access.
Aaron Pert. He was the guy who
Yeah.
flamethrower that lady to death, and
Yeah. Not to
Lady-
death.
the
She's
lady-
fine.
the lady and her
She
dog.
will be.
Yeah,
Maybe the cat. Fuck
and the
her.
ratings for my show.
Yeah.
And YouTube hits, dude.
Making a murder.
Crush it.
By the way, have you seen?
I never seen
Speak-
Making a Murder.
Okay, I haven't either. Have you seen Big Mouth?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen Big Mouth.
The hormone monster.
Yeah, that guy. That's the only. I don't watch it much because
Touch yourself, Ryan.
yeah, that show makes me uncomfortable.
Really?
I can't watch it. It goes too far sometimes.
Because
And I say weird shit on a
Yeah.
regular basis, but I don't know if that's. I'm like, oh man,
but
it's
that's
fine.
why I love it.
It's funny, but I'm like, oh,
I think
God.
that, okay, I think that should be shown for sex ed
right.
because it's engaging for children. It's super fucking embarrassing for everybody involved.
Well, it's very
but
master-
also, once you get through it,
Right.
like once you get through that, like the very first scene is him talking about seeing the fallopian tubes in sex ed.
Right.
And his hormone monster shows up, says, "You need to go jerk off right now because that's technically a vagina." Pretty much, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah, that sounds
um,
but yeah.
and I think it would be something that's like, okay, like this is our sex ed cast. We're gonna watch like 2 episodes of this for an hour,
Right.
And any they're about 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes, you get questions,
Right.
Like this is like because honestly, it does cover a lot of stuff. I can remember
pretty
the
funny show.
one of the early episodes. It talks
Nick
about
Kroll.
the girl. She's like, "Oh, I'm feeling really gross, whatever." And her mom's like, "Why don't you wear these white shorts? You always look cute in those." And immediately, I was like, "She's getting her period today."
Yeah, of course.
Immediately, right? Like,
you know what's going on
and
the show.
because like it kind of because it's not your teacher, it's not anybody like your parents, it's not anybody in authority. It's also I mean, I'm not 13 years old,
Right.
but anybody who doesn't say they like it, it's like, okay, well, did you go through puberty? Because it's the worst part of life. Like,
Oh, it's not that great.
it's, you know what I mean? Like,
I sailed through.
I
So-
lucked out.
I don't know.
I
I'm
would-
sailing at your flamethrower. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
thinking-
let's go back to that. Sorry, yeah.
No, I'm curious what I'm like. When are we? The whole time you're talking, I'm like, when are we gonna burn with that flamethrower the first time?
Shut up, Aaron. Shut up, Aaron.
No,
Go back to the fire.
I was listening to you because Big Mouth is good. I was like, oh, Big Mouth's good too, but I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna burn with that fucking flamethrower.
I really want to have a toast party.
Oh yeah.
So
Marshmallows.
like, buy a loaf of bread and just line them all up. Have a bunch of people over, buy like a jar of Nutella, some peanut butter. Yeah, just go for it. Just, I mean, I hope it's food friendly. I would
Yeah,
assume
it's
it
just
is.
propane. I think.
Yeah,
I think it is propane.
and just turn them over.
I think you put those green canisters in it. Actually,
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm excited. I don't
think.
know.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, dude.
I'm gonna read every word of all of it. Hey, don't use this inside. Don't rain this at people or pets.
You're gonna do. It's what you're gonna do. The first thing you do is use it inside. That's what.
It might. I do
Why
have.
would
I
you not?
do have a
I
fireplace.
would use it here. I'd be like, one
I-
time, give it a quick spurt.
Well, have you seen the wrist mounted thing? It's like if Spider-Man had a firepower.
Oh, and then
So
it runs up your
it
arm.
shoots this like ball. It's like a wrist mounted.
It's just probably fire starter in a canister.
Yeah, it's like
on
this
your
big, and you
wrist.
do this. It shoots like 10 feet, and it boom. And that was when I was like, oh my God, I've never thought of a stupider reason to burn my house down.
Man,
I didn't buy them, but I bought the flamethrower.
the flamethrower is cool. Yeah, I just can't imagine what. It's clearly not practical. I mean, obviously, we're not fooling anybody here, but
No,
uh,
and I'm okay with that.
I think it's
I've
pretty cool.
like fully made my peace.
I wonder how far you get the flame to throw.
Apparently, it's to do with. So the reason they can sell to the public.
It's because it's barbecue lighter. I remember hearing him talk to Joe Rogan about it. And he's like, it's not a flamethrower. Like it is, but it's not like a real one where it's like throws like.
No, it's not like a backpack.
It's like a torch.
Yeah, it's
But-
not like a backpack burning people for
Right.
war.
Right.
It's
It's
just
fucking cool.
it's just a
It's cool,
thing.
man.
Like, yeah, I really want to go skiing with it. Like, that's actually like high out, like top 3 of what I want to do.
Will it fit in a backpack? So no, it's because they can't see up the lift with it.
Oh
They're like,
God, it better come with a shoulder strap.
Yeah, but if they're like, excuse me,
Oh,
sir. They're like, excuse me,
what is
Mr.
that?
Aaron Pert. Why do you have?
Don't worry about it.
What's on your back?
I'll be back in a sec.
It's a prop.
I really like if I can plan it. What I want to do is have somebody in a chairlift and just have, because you don't aim it forward because you're going into it,
Right.
but like have it off the side.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll dub in some like Master of Puppets or
Right.
like something like something that's like aggressively and just
You should light a pile of fireworks with it. Just
That
hold
is-
it there and just stand back.
that is simultaneously a terrific and
yeah.
terrible idea.
Or I mean, it's gonna be hilarious. I want to see this thing. Right
It's
away.
the dumbest thing I've ever bought in my life, but
Yeah.
I'm
800
so
bucks.
excited. I couldn't be happier.
That's pretty
about
cool,
it.
man. I don't think it's dumb. I think it's great. You can buy a fucking.
I've had multiple people like, just can I hang out at your house until
Yeah,
it
just check it
shows
out.
up? It's like, yeah, but like I know that I'll be drinking. Like,
Yeah, well, you don't buy a fucking flamethrower to not use it and throw flame.
yeah,
I mean, the whole
that's
point.
it.
Like, I mean, yeah,
Like, why wouldn't I?
I think it's pretty cool. I wonder why he made those.
I honestly, I think it was a drunken bet.
I think he's.
I think it was no, like you're not that cool. Like you can't sell anything. I was like, name it.
I think someone
And
said.
then
to him,
someone
"There's
said,
no
sell
way
a
you can sell
flamethrower,
those."
make a flamethrower and sell it. He
Yeah.
sold 20,000 units in 4 days. That is fucking
At
crazy.
$800 a pop.
At 500, 500
I
US.
wonder what they cost to make. Like probably $250, probably $200.
Nothing. It has to be nothing. Like,
Well, you-
actually,
yeah.
last
Probably
week,
$100 a piece.
did you hear about last week? There was a delivery truck that exploded in Vancouver. I had a very real moment. I was like, "Oh, I killed someone!" Like,
your flamethrower blew up in someone's?
yeah, like I thought that it was
Well,
a
I wouldn't
volatile
imagine-
thing. Like,
I wouldn't imagine it comes with the fuel.
God, I hope so. I hope it's like out of the box, like a Mac.
Oh God, I can't type.
You guys getting this? This is
Yeah,
quality
it's
shit.
a flamethrower, Elon Musk.
There it is. That's a video.
Yeah. So let me just. Where's the? Well, they can see the video.
We can't buy it anymore. Oh, that's the thing. It's called a not a flamethrower.
Yeah, right. Because it's not.
Because
right?
he can't. Because he can't.
You can't call it illegally call that. Or he won't.
Yeah.
It looks
well,
fucking dope, dude.
It was also a customs issue. Like we can't import flamethrowers. He goes, all right, it's not a flamethrower, so that when you see that sticker, contents of package, not a flamethrower.
You have to find a place to get this filled. I bet.
Well, I think it looks like,
You fill it off a big tank.
I don't know. It looks like it's just like a camping fuel or a butane or something.
It looks like one of those blue tanks you get where you handheld torches.
Yeah. Because like I'll just buy like 8 of those. And
Dude, fuck. I
pistol
won't.
grip. Like what? Come on, man. Like I could use 2 of those
If
at once.
whoever is watching, listening, you should Google The Boring Company or Google not a flamethrower. If you haven't heard of this before,
It's
it looks pretty fucking cool.
it's
I-
like the,
whether it's a blowtorch or a flamethrower or not.
like if the Ghostbusters wanted to kill people. Like that's
It's
pretty much
fucking
what it is.
cool.
It's fucking odd. Like it's
It's
so
useless,
dumb.
but
It's
it's
so
great.
dumb, and I will hand to God the dumbest thing I've ever done.
But I think it's funny.
But I don't have it yet, so let's see what happens.
It's probably a postal strike. Someone's gonna go postal with it. That'd be a scene.
Literally.
Man steals mail and goes postal with flamethrower.
I actually
Burn like in this situation we're in right now, where everything's on strike. This guy's like, I'm not gonna fucking carry this thing. It's a flamethrower. Lights it up and burns down head office.
it's not my house,
Oh, it's your mail.
but that's all I need. I don't know. It's Christmas cards. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, no. Right now, it's your flamethrowers on here.
Oh my God! Like
It's definitely been effective. It's
I said, I've been
there's
like,
no way that fucking thing comes across the border.
have you heard of edging? So like when you're it's a long walk. So like edging is like when you're jerking off and you're like you're watching porn for like 3 hours, and it just
It's not working.
yeah, and no, you kind of like you hold off, you put it down for a bit, and
Oh,
it's like-
right, like-
so I've never done it, but this is a thing that
Right.
happens. This is like edging. I've been sitting. I honestly I thought I was
Edging.
getting this in May.
Yeah.
Like
May, June, July. August,
yeah,
September,
right.
October,
Do the
November,
math.
7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a scene.
There's no way I'm gonna do good things.
Have
with
you been
this.
tracking it?
No, honestly, only like last week I was at work, and I got a message from a number that like it did like a text from a number I didn't recognize. Well, I was like, that's weird, because you never know
Right.
who's going to be. I didn't know what
Could
I
be
didn't
some
recognize
political scam.
I didn't know the it wasn't the 604 or whatever.
Right.
It said your flamethrower's on the way. I was like, literally what it says. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and I was in the
Right.
bathroom. I was like, what the shit? So it came in with a big smile. I was like, what happens? Like, I got a thing coming soon. And now it's been like a week and change because
Right.
then FedEx showed up and I wasn't there because I was working.
Also,
and
it has. There's
it's
been an
in
attempt.
Burnaby right now.
Sick.
It's coming
Nice.
tomorrow. Like I am
Nice.
waking up and I'm going to start tweeting as soon as I wake up.
About your
Like,
flamethrower. That's
8:45. I was not awoken by the doorbell. This day is already turning out bad.
That's hilarious.
I don't have to work till 7. I have to be very, very careful.
Fuck yeah.
Whatever.
I think we're gonna end this.
Oh, it's been a while. What time are we?
Yeah,
at?
it's been like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that
I think
went
so.
fast.
Yeah, but it's good though, man. When it goes by fast,
Let's
it's
do this
fine.
again.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry to end it so quick, but I feel
okay.
like we're
We
asking
entered,
a lot
I feel
of
like we
listeners to
ended on a
listen for-
high note.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let the people
Right.
begging for more.
Yeah.
Edging, podcast edging, as it
Edging.
were.
Yeah, the next one. Yeah. So I don't know if you're in Worcester and you're in the Village and you want to go by the Fitz Pub.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, you can see Aaron.
I
You-
like
you,
it.
You can read what he writes about stuff in local magazines. And,
A5scribbles.com. I
Yeah.
actually just messaged Feet Banks about working for Tours from Whistler again.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, I'm around. I like my stuff.
Yeah, he
I,
serves a good drink.
I try my best.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming by, dude.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Sure, yeah, cool. Okay, well,